What's up, everybody? How's it going? How you been? How's things been? It's another week of This Week in Gaming. I'm your host, Aaron Provost from Call for Fire. I'm joined this week by Joe Wood and Stevie Van Baber. How you doing, babies? How you boys been? How's
Hi.
things? Joe, it's been a minute. So you've been in transition, so we haven't had you back on the show for a minute. You were with us with the trivia show, and you failed very, very miserably at the trivia stuff. But we have you back today to talk about games. How you been? What you been up to? What you been playing?
The same old, same old. I've been playing some Warzone, Rebirth, that whole entire Activision stuff that has been happening, and it's been great. All the bugs that they've had in that game, But yeah, with the transition, I've been moving over to Assassin's Creed Valhalla for some game through. Like I know that game's a year old, but I've been playing a little bit of that. Getting back into the Tarkov swing of things. I did a raid earlier. I did terrible with it. So yeah, I've been playing with a 2.5-year-old in real life.
Oh, yeah. That's always fun. It's always a good time. Playing with toddlers can be a little bit more frustrating than Tarkov from time to time, so I totally understand that.
I was gonna say, what mod is that for Assassin's Creed?
It's called the in real life mod, and it
The m-
happens, and they do
m-
parkour just like in
met
Assassin's Creed in real life, just like
the
right now.
the
Say hi.
metaverse
Hello,
is
baby.
everywhere. There she
It's
is.
the
There she
metaverse
is.
in real
Hold on, hold on.
life.
Let me get mine.
Yeah, here she is.
I'm waiting for her, like calling a falcon.
Yeah, it's like Mjolnir.
Mm,
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
this
can't
just
unlock that
one
until
second.
level 30 though.
One,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Yeah, once she turns one, that's when I can do it. Just summon. That's adorable.
Stevie, what have you been up to besides playing with a kid?
Um, I nothing. It's just still the same. I'm still being me. I'm still streaming and hanging out. I'm trying to stay warm.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to stay warm. Because it's the Midwest decided to do that thing where it was gonna be like 30 degrees for 30 40 degrees for like a day. Actually, for like 6 hours, and now everything's back to low double digits and single digits every once in a while, and that's been great. That's been awesome. But been playing, doing the Tarkies. We did a little Ready or Not the other night. We are getting ready to starting tonight. We're going to be checking out Rainbow Six Extraction, which is their new one of their new outings. They're going off of the Infection DLC. There was a temporary event that they did 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. It's like alien life form, parasitic, apocalyptic event thing that is in the Rainbow Six universe. Now, it's all kind of confusing, but it looks cool to play. So, if there's aliens, predator type, if it bleeds, we can kill it vibes. I'm all about it. So, we're
Yeah,
gonna check
I mean
that out tonight.
it's only natural that you would want to try and hunt the next big thing.
Who doesn't want to hunt and kill aliens? I mean, come
Yeah,
on. In Avatar, I rooted for the humans.
there
There
you
it
are.
is.
There it is.
Sorry.
There you are. Evil
I'm sorry.
Empire. Evil Empire.
Come on, Stephen Lang, class act. Just a dude doing a job. Company man, trying to
Just
put food on the table. I understand that. You know,
I'm just a simple
corporations.
man trying to make my way in the
Because
universe.
yes, and you
I
know
would
what? Hey,
I would
and
equate
you know what? Hey, hold on. You know what? Corporations do things because there's money to be made, which is a great segue in what we're talking about today.
That
Back to you,
is
Aaron.
that is a great way to talk about the night.
You
I
like you
have
like how
been
you like how I did that?
I do, I
Showmanship.
like it. I've been on that Tarky grind. I'm trying to get that damn flea market. I don't want to. I'm just
Oh,
stuck to it. I'm stuck to
you don't
trying to get
want
it.
to.
I just need to get the fucking. Yeah. I gotta bleep myself now, but I just need to get the flea market so bad.
So
I'm
we've been live
trying.
for 7 minutes. We've been live for 7 minutes. It's
That's
okay.
true. That's true. I'm so close to the flea
we
market,
were worried
and then
about
I can
me.
jump. Yeah, I know. Obviously, it was going to be me. We all knew it was going to be me. And so I need to jump into and getting the last quest done for Tarkov so I can get the flea market. But after that, I'm definitely gonna be jumping in on God of War. I may be doing that all on stream as well. So heads up, everybody, pay attention because any downtime that I have, I will probably be just hopping on so we can do a little playthrough for my first time playing God of War. So we'll see what happens.
Be gentle. It's your first time.
But tonight, we are talking about corporations trying to make a little bit of money. We are talking about what people like to call the evil empire of gaming. We are talking about on the hunt for the next big thing. We are talking about Xbox purchased Activision Blizzard in a
Jamie,
move
Jamie, Jamie, can you play the Empire March now?
in a move that was on like it's not unheard of
No.
that somebody would try to pick up a major studio like that. But it's also on the level of saying that they picked up EA, right? Like that's the
I
level that
mean,
we're talking about. We're talking about a just absolutely massive company
you want to
that
talk about a
made
power move?
that
You want
made
a power move?
so much money over the last 2 decades
Mm-hmm.
that everybody was trying to keep up. And then they jumped in and they're like, you know what, we're just gonna buy you with cash on hand. And that's what they did. They so we're looking at one of the biggest acquisitions that we've seen in modern gaming. And I was surprised when I saw Activision picked up Blizzard back when that happened. So for this to happen is even bigger and more massive, and there's so much to dissect here from the top to the bottom. Um, So maybe we just need to just jump over to Joe and say, Joe, what are your thoughts with what is happening here? Because this is huge, huge news.
I mean, this is a big deal, man. Jesus, Joe, save us. Help us, Joe? What do you got, man?
I think it is a great move on Microsoft's part in acquiring a company that they know does well. You said in times like these, you got to think about this from a shareholder's perspective, right? Like, what can we do to grow the company, um, and just like acquire things that are gonna start giving us some profit? They know Activision has a strong history with Diablo, or Blizzard in general. Diablo, Call of Duty franchise, World of Warcraft, and right now that company is not doing too well in the public eyes in regards to the development of their games. They've got a lot of internal stuff going on with lawsuits. We're not going to get into that right now, but
No.
so they're in a position to sell, and Microsoft was in a position to buy, and it's just smart on their end. They get to basically go into the company. They know that they have problems with this company, and they can revamp it basically and turn around, make it a company that people will respect for not only their gameplay but their treatment of employees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
and
think
that's
that's very important is that we're talking about like a company that's been under fire for some time now, going into essentially like redoing how they're set up in like completely. Like they're completely reset up and then also now not reset it. Like they did some moves to sort of allow them to continue in the space where with some level of competency, confidence from the community, confidence from the industry as well, where they had like a dual CEO set up for a bit, where it was their I believe it's Kotick is over there right now. They're set up with two CEOs, one male, one female. Guess what? The female the female CEO left, stating essentially she was tokenized by her entire company. Heads up, that's not a good thing. Activision Blizzard, that's not a good thing. Um, so now we're seeing another big move from. I. It feels like this was probably pitched to them from Xbox, but also Blizzard and or Activision Blizzard saying, "Hey, we're actually open to completely selling our company because this is becoming too much for us to actually approach."
mm,
It feels like it was maybe the other way around, but I don't think we're ever gonna know the full story of the back end of that. Um, and we're also seeing the moves from Xbox in terms of like what they believe to be the case is what this is their metaverse. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about like we're trying to give you all of our offerings from all of these companies across a ton of devices because we don't care what you play on. And that's where they've been at for years now. They don't care what you're playing these games on. They really do not care. They just want you to be playing the games. And part of that is buying studios that are making some of the most important games in gaming right now, and that's what they've done. That's what they've done. They purchased Call of Duty. They purchased World of Warcraft. They don't really care about who's making those
Minecraft
games. They don't
is
care about who's making those games. They care about
no.
the names of the games and the content that those are creating moving forward. Because
Yeah.
those are franchises that are not going anywhere, that are going to continue to keep make games and new content and new expansions that are actually wanted from the community on any level, from mobile to PC to console.
Yeah,
Um,
that's huge.
Stevie, what are your initial thoughts when it comes to what this means for the community? What this means for
Well,
games in general?
just for the sake of watching YouTube Twitch when I say this, to piggyback off what Aaron's saying,
Mm,
that there it is. Oh, that's perfect.
nicely done.
Thank
Nicely
you,
done.
thank you guys. No, I mean you're absolutely right. I think two things on this, on how this whole thing is going. I think Activision or Blizzard, excuse me. I think Blizzard is kind of going the way of how Marvel Studios was back in like 2007, and not for so much of the fact of they were in financial trouble right now, but I think they're starting to. I think they started to see the edge of a cliff that was coming up with everything they had going on, and it was okay. Well, we need a lifeline, or we're going to be in some serious trouble here. And I think Microsoft had their I think they went to Bill Gates's magic drawer and grabbed that crystal ball out and put the rub on it. And they're like, what can we do here? What was something that we can do? And they made a huge move by acquiring these guys. And I'd read somebody made a very interesting point saying that at this point, it's not even about a console war anymore, but it is now a content war. And that is 100% true. Um, I think that I think companies are starting to realize, and this is something we talked about cross-playing games, a couple months ago. And I think companies are starting to realize that if we build it, they will play it. They don't. I don't think there's the whole thought process anymore of what's what and who's playing on what now. It's just what are people going to play? What are they going to do? How can we make this more? How do we make this bigger for people to play on everything. People, cross-play gaming is now at this point a staple with stuff. You see it in every major title that is coming out that is not an exclusive to one company or one corporation. You're seeing it on, you know, mobile devices. You have people that are playing Fortnite on their cell phones with people that are on like PlayStation or Xbox now. And it's a big move that they're doing, but it's also kind of not surprising. Um, when you see companies that have the money to do stuff like this, we before the show we joked about, like you go in the way of Disney. Look at what Disney's doing. Disney went and bought, they bought Fox. They're buying everything and anything to go. How do we just hold all of the digital entertainment cards? How do we do it? Fox, you guys have some of our titles that you won't release because of deals with this and that. We're just gonna buy you then, so we can put it on Disney Plus because it belongs there. Like it's just, I mean,
Right.
that's just what they're doing, and it's crazy to see that, but it's also crazy to see that they are buying these things the way that they are because it does make sense. They're buying some of the biggest and culturally one of the like cornerstones of gaming. We talked about, you look at World of Warcraft. You're looking at Minecraft, Call of Duty, um, the everything that around the world is recognized almost instantly is now going to be under this umbrella with Microsoft to put it wherever and however they want. And I think they're going to have an easier time getting it out there as well. Microsoft just has money sitting around that they were able to they didn't have to they wrote a personal check for this. They didn't have to go do it was literally one of those situations where it's like, well, all I've got on me is this. Can we buy you guys? They didn't have to run to the ATM first, and that's insane that they were able to do that. But it says a lot about what the company is doing, especially in a financial time where there's a lot of companies out there that are having some issues financially. And the fact that they just went and bought an entire they just went and bought Blizzard. They did it. It's bold, but that's a huge, huge statement for them. We're still in the beginning of 2022. We're still at the beginning of 2022, and they went and bought Blizzard, and it's like, well, my God, what are they gonna do realistically? No, we won't see anything realistically till the tail end of the year, I'm sure. But the potential that is there is staggering, and it's exciting. I'm excited to see how everything is going to move forward with this. I'm excited to see what other moves that they can now make after this. And I think it's going to encourage a lot of other I think it's going to encourage a lot of other people in the industry, like, man, these guys are really doing some stuff here. Like, they're really, like, how do we, they're kind of setting a bar for being bold and for just wanting to do just something grandiose. And I think we're going to see a lot of other companies either rise to the occasion, or we're just going to see a lot of other companies kind of just go, oh well, now we're screwed because we can't keep up with that, we can't do that. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out, but I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, everybody's making their jokes about like the evil empire and Disney. This, I think it's a great move. I think it's awesome. This is going to be exciting to see how 2022 pans out for everything now.
Yeah, and I think we're looking at a company that has multiple times now said we are creator focused, right? We're looking at a company that is trying to focus on who's making good games and how can we support that, and what do we believe in moving forward, and what needs to be part of our family. Um, and then we're also looking at a company that's like, we want to just make sure that games are just available to people where they want to play. So we've seen Halo Infinite, one of their core franchises, go straight onto Xbox Game Pass. That's a massive move, right? Like, just on its own, that piece is huge for
Yeah,
what that is going to be moving forward, um, and what it could mean for a lot of these franchises as it stands that they just purchased. Like that, so all these franchises that they purchased, like, all of these could be on Game Pass for PC and
man.
Xbox, or just like Xbox only because it's like it's only built for Xbox, or it's only built for PC in the case of like World of Warcraft. Like these things, like we're seeing something that could be just incredibly huge when it comes to adding value to something that was already pretty valuable moving into this year and moving into this generation of consoles. Um, I think there's something to be said for a company that's like, we want to support creators to make the games that they want to make. We believe in the people that we have not purchased so much as like essentially they're hiring on an entire studio's worth of people.
Yeah. Hmm.
They're like, hey, we want you to come work for us, and we believe in the games that you're making. Here are all of the things that you need in order to make that happen. Like, we have money, we have assets, we have other studios that can come in and help you, especially in a time of COVID, where we're seeing studios struggle to keep up, to get games out on time, to get games
Yep.
out with the level of polish that they are expected to have in this day and age. Um, this is great for the AAA. This is incredible for games that are expected to be AAA, that are expected to be polished and finished and done. I think there's something to be said here for it being a good thing for a studio that was obviously struggling moving into not just all of the crazy workplace drama that they were going through because they're kind of allowing toxic nonsense to happen um, in their company, but also uh, we didn't see really great returns from Black Ops and Vanguard for the Call of Duty franchise. We're seeing Blizzard struggle to put out games that aren't just a bug-ridden mess, and I, Joe may be able to talk more to the Call of Duty side of things because it's sort of his core game. Um, is this a good move for Call of Duty, Joe? Like, is this going to move forward and like push the envelope for the Call of Duty games? Like, are we going to see Infinity Ward really crush it with this next one? Because
I think
we're
Activision as
expecting
a whole,
we're expecting Call of Duty to crush it with Modern Warfare 2. But does this add anything to their repertoire that's going to help them moving forward?
I think with in regards to infrastructure, I think it will be better for them because you got to think about it this way. Activision has taken um, their time, I would say, pushing and releasing out things. Microsoft has whole entire departments dedicated to launching worldwide all of their products that they come out with. I mean, you've got the research and development department that has been looking at virtual reality. You got to look at the cloud computing, their AI and machine learning, data analytics, the user interfaces that Microsoft is pouring money into that Activision didn't have. They didn't have all that money to be researching all this stuff. So, with Microsoft acquiring Activision, now they have access to all these resources they didn't have beforehand. That being said, like you were talking about, can Microsoft's organization and their culture improve Activision? I believe they can, and they will. It's going to take some time, like Stevie said. We probably won't see anything. I do have a release here from their CEO from their internal emails, um, talking about how they want to see something fiscal 2023. 2023.
Yeah, I
Give
mean,
me a second.
go ahead and give that a read through if you feel confident in it. Oh, I think I can pull that up for these.
Let's see
Let me
here.
pull that up. It's Defining the Future, correct? Yeah, this
Yeah,
is it.
defining
This
the
is it
future.
right here. So I have it up right now. Go ahead.
All right, start from the beginning. I was
Yeah,
just
here we
gonna
go.
read through.
Just
And...
Man,
give it
you
a
just
little
start reading.
chug through.
Come on, yeah, man. Put on your voice.
oh yeah, yeah.
Put
I
on,
am going to read
yeah.
it in Venom's voice.
Oh, nice,
Just kidding.
nicely done.
Well, maybe I could. Today is an incredibly exciting day as we continue our journey to connect and engage the world through epic entertainment. We will eventually do so as part of Microsoft. I am certain that our incredible talent and extraordinary games combined with our shared commitment to the very best workplace will enable us to grow in an increasingly more competitive race for leadership as gaming through the metaverse evolves.
Wait. I got. No, wrong one.
It's incredible.
Oh no, it was this one. This is the one that I wanted to read because imagine if you will, that you are Microsoft CEO, and then you just get this one. When you reflect on what we built together, we have so much to be proud of for the last 31 years. Yes, I am
Okay.
31. We continuously shape gaming through our commitment to deliver joy, fun, and the thrill of
Yeah.
accomplishment.
Okay. All right. They can get it. They get the gist of it.
They can
I
fucking
lo-
read it. We'll just read it.
I love that the
I
evil
couldn't
empire
even.
things that we We do, and then he reads it in his Vader voice.
I couldn't even
he
get
he
through
does
like the first bit of
he
that.
does he does it in the Vader tone.
I
There's
couldn't
nothing more reassuring than having Darth Vader. Everything will be fine.
I couldn't get through it.
I find your lack of faith in Microsoft disturbing,
I
Stevie.
find your
Oh.
I find your lack of your lack of developers
incredible.
disturbing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Your lack of developers disturbing.
Your
And that's
lack of
essentially essentially
professionalism.
what we're looking at like is uh they're really just finding a company that has just incredibly huge impact on the gaming community at large. Like the games that have been created by Activision Blizzard are genre defining games.
They're staples. I mean, when you really look at it for what it is, not to interrupt you, but it's just staples are, you look at the staples that these things are. You're looking at things that, you know, South Park made an entire episode around World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
They made an entire episode around World of Warcraft. They have, there have been people that have been trying to strike that same MMO magic that World of Warcraft has had essentially locked down for the last what are we talking about? How long has World of Warcraft been out now? 15 years?
2005.
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah,
06,
15,
05.
15, 16 years
I
now, almost.
remember looking at the original World of Warcraft pitches in Baghdad on an internet cafe computer in
You guys have those?
2004. Yeah. So, like that's the level of like I've been paying attention to Warcraft since that point. Obviously I played Warcraft since Warcraft 1,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
that's the level of like we've been talking about Warcraft for
a long
basically
fucking
since
time.
95. I've been sort of like a Warcraft fan and playing,
Mine,
So,
Minecraft.
But
Minecraft is in that. It's you're looking at like what I'm saying, like staples of games. Staples of games that are you know things that are known everywhere. Even people that aren't gamers, they know what these things are because of their cultural impact, as it were.
they're
And now
iconic.
they're all gonna be in the same umbrella. They're all gonna be in the same umbrella and the same just house. They're all gonna be one stop shop. You're gonna have all of this be there. And
all of it.
that's wild to me, dude. That's absolutely wild to me.
Yeah, it's a massive like we're talking about games that have been around for a long time. Have had
Yep.
a huge cultural significance. Just extremely big. Extremely huge impact on gaming. Essentially Warcraft has created not created, but definitely had influence on the rest of the RTS community. It's essentially established what the MMO should be.
Yep.
Call of Duty has established what a first-person shooter can be when it comes to the multiplayer and the single player. Obviously we've had some other players in that space that have done other things, but the Call of Duty is the standard. As much as I am a Battlefield fan, Call of Duty has become the standard, and
I mean,
that
if you,
established itself with Modern Warfare 1,
yeah,
Yes.
and that
if you think
was
about it,
15 years ago, 16 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
for Xbox you have the Call of Duty franchise, right? For Microsoft you have why am I blanking? Why am I blanking?
Halo.
Halo.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. But so you have all these games like Super Smash Brothers. They're all iconic, and they've created not just gaming but content. Because you look at it now, you'll see people that were raised on all these games, Call of Duty, Microsoft, Warcraft, and now they're bringing it all back into creating their content and things like TikTok, Instagram, memes. Everything can be relatable. I am in the middle of a Twitch stream, kid.
We're filming.
We're filming a
filming
show
here.
here.
We're live.
We're live
Hey,
on the show.
Can we-
Can you
Tell
get
you
it
what,
together,
Can we
baby?
get a hold?
Special socket
Hold.
will scar you for life.
Can we get a hold? Can we get a hold
Can-
on the set?
Baby,
Get a hold.
calm
Guys.
down.
Hold it.
baby.
Just go to bed.
I don't know
baby.
which direction
where-
the baby is. for
Where's
me.
the key
I
grip
think
here?
it's this way.
Key grip. Someone take
Get the baby
her
together.
over.
Get her together.
Someone take her over to
Ah.
food services. Take her to
Can
food
we
services.
edit this part out?
No,
No,
it's
it's
staying.
all
how
gonna.
do we do
It's
this
all
part
staying in
right
there
now?
because I'm too lazy to edit that. I'm not doing
fluid,
that.
Fluid. It's all staying. All right.
So
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, it's just such a big. It's such a big piece. One of the things that kind of excites me, honestly, is that like because Microsoft loves to just have as much content as possible, is that we could see like re-releases of things like Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3. Even if it's not mastered, but like for things like the mobile, because we're gonna see Game Pass move more mobile moving forward. That's obviously gonna be a thing that happens.
The fact that it's on console and PC is, such a cool thing.
It's such
that-
it's such a
Like,
big
like,
piece of what their
how does
metaverse
it not?
is.
How does it not go mobile at this point?
And this isn't and what they're building isn't what the monolithic piece of shit that Facebook is trying to build. Like, oh, we're all gonna be living in a VR world. Like nobody wants VR. Nobody really cares. Like
Mark Zuckerberg just needs to chill. He just
VR
needs to sit
has been
down
been a
relax.
thing since the early '90s, and nobody has jumped on that bandwagon. Nobody cares. Like it's not a thing.
It's like 3D. How big was 3D back in 2009, 2010? Like 3D was like it's the future. And what did that last for? There was something
no-
that had been around for a long fucking time,
yeah, like
and then it
3D
jumped for
television.
it jumped for like 2 years or something, if that, and then now it's like
It's completely dead. It's gone. And
Ju-
that's
ju- ju- just
essentially
done.
they've jumped in and made a metaverse that doesn't make sense. The
Well,
metaverse that Xbox is trying to create makes more sense to me as a person, where you get to have a bunch of things that you just have across all of the places that you want to experience those things. And
Yeah.
wherever it can actually house that piece of information. Like that's it. And that's essentially where the cloud has gone. That's where most of the internet has gone. That's the direction that your phones have gone. The internet is going the direction of just accessibility. And to Microsoft's point, that's what they're creating here by this purchase is accessibility. They're like, okay, now you're going to have all of this through our Game Pass. That's essentially what I'm seeing is like we are purchasing this because we like Game Pass, and Game Pass is extremely profitable for us, and this adds a value that is unprecedented because of all of the franchises that you were already purchasing for $50 to $60 or $120. I am a collector's edition nerd. I have purchased World of Warcraft
Same.
and then paid my
Same shit.
subscription fee on top of all of that. So we're seeing value being added here that's insane. And it's going to be exclusive to Xbox and Windows. And I'm not even saying Microsoft. I'm not even saying Apple at this point. Reminder.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because it's crazy to see how industries are. And when I say industries, you look at when anytime Disney goes and buys anything, you get all the people that come out of the woodwork that just have just blinding hatred for Disney. They're buying everything. Oh, they want to buy and control everything. It's crazy. Microsoft is starting to do essentially the same thing, and everybody is going crazy. And they're like, "This is great. This is awesome." You're gonna have haters for everything, but it's crazy that the majority of the community for the gaming industry is seeing the moves that they're doing and purchasing this, and they're like, "This is awesome. This is cool. Like this is exciting." I mean, everybody's got their jokes, everybody's got their memes about it, but at its core, it seems like everybody is kind of looking forward to this.
Well, the
Which is
beauty
kinda
of
cool.
like a creative industry is that there is no actual monopoly. You are not stuck playing everything that's on Xbox. You are not stuck playing everything that's on PlayStation. You are not stuck playing everything that's on Steam. We are talking about a creative industry that anybody, as long as they are good at what they're doing, can create something interesting and fun and exciting and make as much money as they are capable of making as long as they are creative enough and savvy enough to go out there and do it. You're not
Yeah.
stuck. I'm not stuck to an Apple device. I'm not stuck to an Android device. I'm not stuck to a PC. I'm not stuck to the iOS on Macintosh. Like, I'm not stuck to those pieces. I can go out and make a Linux thing. I can go out and make a this thing. Just because like the majority of people have purchased a certain thing, or like um, because like Microsoft is out there purchasing a bunch of different studios, doesn't mean that that's a monopoly. I don't believe in the monopoly talk when it comes to creative industries. That's just not a thing
Mm,
that I believe in.
yeah, I
I
agree with
get where they're coming from. Like, yes, they're purchasing as much as they can so that they can
that.
sort of leverage as much as they can. If they start
But
swinging elbows and like kicking people off of other platforms, that's when we
yeah,
start talking.
that's the
That's when
problem.
we're
100%.
starting to talk about like, okay, maybe they're being more monopoly-esque in terms of.
They're giving so many people the chance now to do
But yeah,
such things, man. It's wild.
this opens up more and more and more for people, honestly,
Yeah.
for me, than it does close doors. I think this opens more doors than it closes for a lot
Could
of
you
people.
could you imagine going back 18 years when the first Xbox came out and telling somebody, "Hey, um, at some point you're going to be able to play a game that is made by some dude on his couch on your console that doesn't belong to like Microsoft or to Raven or could you imagine telling somebody that an indie developer can make a game and put it out on your platform, on your console platform just as easily as just playing like a HTML game?
Yeah, it's
Because
it's
they're back in the day, the indie developers, what was it? Newgrounds. You had the E-Bombs games. The indie games were things that you played on a browser. Because there was the thoughts back then, there was like, oh man, this game is really cool and this is really fun. It'd be cool if they could kind of build on this a little bit more, but there's no way that Microsoft, there's no way that Sony, you start naming off the companies and developers 15 years ago, 18 years ago, there was no way a game that you would see an indie game thinking that it would make its way to a major platform and just go, okay, here's your game, boom, you're done.
yeah.
Now that is not the case. Now me, Aaron, and Joe can go and we can make Aaron's crazy laundry day adventure on one of our computers and plug it through the indie shop on Microsoft, on Steam, or whichever, and put this game out if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
And if we had the money and the time, you can do whatever the hell that you want. And Microsoft is kicking the door open on that one to go, you know what? Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
and
Let you guys do this.
they were one of the. I mean, not a whole. So a lot of the indie games don't do very well on Xbox Live. Apparently, that's the impression that I've gotten from.
Very rarely do they do good.
Yeah, so the impression that I've
Very
gotten from
rarely.
that, excluding some early games that were part of that service, they don't do incredibly well. They do better on the platforms like Steam or
Yeah.
even mobile games do better. But we're even seeing pushback from major studios when it comes to the sort of the tax that happens um, from a lot of those services. I mean, even Xbox has their sort of 30, not 30%. I don't know what the actual numbers are, but like Apple has like a 30% tax on anything that you create. They're the bridge troll that is out there taking everything that you make and taking their
Yeah.
cut so that you can get across the
Yeah.
bridge.
Yeah.
We'll see if that
You're right.
continues with Xbox. Like Xbox has their bridge toll. Everybody has their bridge toll to be part of their service. This is just another content creator. This is just another streaming service that you're a part of. This is just another piece of your entertainment puzzle. It just happens that this is a massive, massive studio that they purchased. We're gonna see
Yeah.
games that we might not have seen before, from franchises that we already love. Right? This opens up so that so some of the things that I've been seeing around the internet from sort of I think my Discord actually talked about this. we don't have to have games that make billions of dollars from Blizzard anymore. We just get to
Right.
get creative, interesting, fun games from Blizzard again. Where before they were self-sufficient with having to create and make things that were just as big as they possibly could be, right? And that's not the case anymore. And yeah, and some of what chat is talking about right now is like, yeah, hopefully this starts to see that we get to see some of those old IPs come back in their original forms. Like I would love to play a Warcraft RTS again. I would
That
love to
would
play an
that would
RTS
and the world that they have of Warcraft,
of
the world that
Warcraft.
they do have is actually very very cool. I've only played the MMO a little bit. I hadn't played anything prior. Like I'd played none of the other IPs of Warcraft before that. But the actual like lore and universe and everything they have in there is really really cool. And like I said, it's just, just to give an example of how culturally impactful Warcraft has been. Just just because we're just talking about this, how the impacts these things have. I know more. I know more about Warcraft that I have learned. I've learned more from watching South Park episodes than playing the fucking games
Yeah.
themselves because of things that they have talked about and discussed. And then I'm just curious about it. It's like, oh, that's what they mean. Okay, Azeroth is this, and the Garden of blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, these are all things that are in Warcraft. Okay, I've learned it more from something on Comedy Central than I have from the actual game itself. It's these things that are just, again, just staples, staples just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. It's so cool. And it's just,
I mean,
no,
think about it. We have StarCraft. We have, I mean, what is it? Overwatch is one that
Overwatch,
yeah.
Overwatch. Yeah.
Look, all these games.
StarCraft,
I mean,
Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and Diablo.
right?
Diablo.
Yeah,
Is
Oh my
essentially what we're
God.
looking at.
I
Oh
mean,
my God,
when we
Diablo.
remaster these games, or even give, let's say that they give Overwatch an overhaul.
We're looking down the barrel of Overwatch 2, currently. So
Really?
yeah, so we're
I
we're
didn't even
we're
know that
down
they're
the
doing
we're down the pipe on that one. There's been some screenshots. I just want to say thank you to Blue Echo for the 100 bits. Much insight, so spoken. Very wow. Thank you, Blue. Appreciate you, buddy.
I think that's 300.
300 bits. 300 bits. 300
that.
bits.
You my
300
boy, Blue.
separate bits. You're my
You
boy,
my
Blue.
boy, Blue.
Yeah. So we're looking at World of Warcraft. We're looking at Diablo, StarCraft, and Overwatch. And then all of the stuff that they got with Bethesda. All of the stuff that they already owned. We're looking at a Game Pass that is going to be absolutely stacked. And they don't even care about putting those games out on PC now. Like in current release with their Xbox exclusives. So they are just absolutely okay with us
It,
just getting these
the,
games the
could you
same day.
imagine? Could you imagine the next big installment, like the next big installment and update of World of Warcraft coming out, and that cinematic trailer from the makers of Skyrim?
Bro,
You
I
know what
want
I
to play
mean?
So
Skyrim right now.
Do you know what do you know what I mean? And that's I'm stretching it. I'm stretching it. I know, but what I'm saying is that these they're all under the same house and umbrella now, and this is something we talked about before the show had started as well. All of these companies are now going to have, you're now going to be able to go, okay, I'm a developer for, Warcraft, and I'm working on this, and this. I need to talk to somebody at, Bethesda, blah, blah, blah. And they could just grab their fucking desk phone and just star extension, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to get a hold of somebody that's doing a project for Elder Scrolls. Somebody's done something for Fall, and they go, hey, I got a question. When you're trying to blank, 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 and blank, I mean, it's a huge potential that this all has because they're now all in the nest of Microsoft, and they can now all work together and do things, if they want to, without causing any large issues, because they're all under that same deal. And I just thought of that, like, that would be one of those things where it's like the next big World of Warcraft thing, and it's like, from the people that brought you, Skyrim, or the people that worked on, Starfield,
Yeah.
big things like that, that people going, because just because you work for, it's like people that work for car companies. Yeah, I work for Ford, but I really like to drive Chevys, or yeah, I, I like Call for Fire, but sometimes I wear Zulu Foxtrot stuff. You diversify what you're doing. You diversify what you're doing because you have interests and you have things that are like that. So there's no way that guys that work for World of Warcraft only play World of Warcraft. There's no way that guys that work for Bethesda only do Elder Scrolls and Skyrim. And there's no way that only happens. So now it's just exciting because you have all these creative minds that are going to be able to interact and to work together and do things. And there are people out there. I mean, I as corny as it sounds, I use the first Avengers as a staple for things because that was such a it was the thought of that. There wasn't anything at the time. There was nothing close to what the Avengers did. And they brought so many people together for something that nobody thought was going to go as well as it did. And it went great. It went fantastic. I mean, look at everything that has spurned up from Disney acquiring Marvel, getting the MCU up and running, and then pushing forward and letting it just flourish. And that's a stretch. Two different industries, you know, two completely opposite sides of how creativity goes as far as game development and film development, but it's still creativity at its core. It's still creativity at its core, and they had the idea to go, okay, we're gonna get this studio, we're gonna do this, we're going to try to do something. We should do the Avengers. Do you know how terrifying that had to have been for any Marvel executive? Oh wow, we're gonna go meet the new bosses. We're gonna go meet the mouse, the mouse boss, and we're gonna see what happens. And that conversation goes, "Hey, we're really happy to have you. We're really happy to have you on board. We're great to help out the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh, by the way, we really want to do the Avengers. You don't even have your fucking office unpacked yet, and they're looking at you going, how do we do one of the biggest things in the film industry that has possibly been done to date? And you still got all your stuff in boxes from your old office. Like, that is absolutely wild, but they did it. They did it, and it was great how they did it. And I kind of see that being something that we can see with the Microsoft studios, now the Microsoft umbrella, with everybody they have roped in and up underneath that. And that's going to be awesome. Like, I didn't want to talk about it before the show because I want to talk about it during, but that was one of the first things that I kind of envisioned and thought of was how everything went for Disney and the MCU, and now how things are going to go for Microsoft and everything that they have bought. They got Bethesda, they've got Activision, they got Blizzard. It's like all of these. You have great developer staples and great corporate staples within the gaming industry now all just kind of being roommates together essentially, and that's exciting shit. i'm
All right.
so
Don't mind
I
me.
i'm
actually just
so
thought of
gagged for
something.
this.
What if Microsoft or Xbox in general just buys EA Sports?
Just buys EA. If they, it's like buying EA at this point definitely brings them into that, like, oh, we're just going for monopoly of creative ideas at this point. Like, we're just going for we just own creativity. Thanks. Sorry about that, guys. We don't. We're gonna buy Steam as well. We're gonna buy Valve. I hope you guys are good. We're just gonna keep buying everybody from here on out.
All the money that we make from Call of Duty franchise, we're just gonna use it to acquire everything else.
Yeah.
It's like somebody that's like gambling and they hit a run, we're just gonna let it ride. Where yeah, we bought we're gonna double down over here.
We're just
We're
gonna
gonna double
keep
down.
buying. Just keep
we're,
buying.
we're, we're gonna
We
we're gonna double down here. We're gonna go up. Let it ride. It's fine. It's fine. And meanwhile, all the shareholders are just
Yeah,
Like
just like,
we're getting
oh,
rich.
we're not making any money because they're just
Like
buying and buying and buying and buying. But
we
that's, I
should
mean,
have invested in GameStop, but you know what?
that's I mean, they're gonna go the Amazon route, right? They're just gonna keep rolling that money into
Uh,
the next, into the next, into the next, where they don't actually make any profit. But hey, we're just as big as we want
No,
to
no, no.
be.
It's not about making profit. It's about the potential
It's
of making
potential for
future
profit.
profit. It's
Exactly.
like investing.
Isn't it
you
nice
used,
how?
you used to sell essential oils, didn't you?
Yeah, isn't it
That was
great that the
great.
person that makes
That was
zero
great.
profit by their taxes is one of the most rich people in the world? That's a wonderful piece of information, isn't it? Um,
Mm,
so yeah, I think we are looking at like something that is as big as it can be, but also eh, we're essentially just talking about like 6 games, right? We're talking about Overwatch, we're talking about Diablo, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Candy Crush, and StarCraft. And Candy Crush being the outlier, right? Like that's their one offering on mobile that is sort of universal. Um, but we may see options on these games that move forward in those same mobile versions, right? There's nothing keeping a mobile Overwatch from happening. There's nothing keeping a mobile StarCraft from happening. I think Diablo would work great in a mobile universe. Um, I don't think they'll be terribly deep games, but they'll be fun, right? Like, there'll be like
Yeah.
the arcade version of whatever they're playing,
Mm.
but for Xbox, this is about versatility of the franchise. This is about buying franchises, and again, they're buying franchises. They don't give a shit about.
Growth of the platform.
Yeah, they don't really care about where we're going with these yet. They just care about that it's happening. They care about like we're gonna. All right, so uh, PlayStation is known for their exclusives, right?
Mm.
That's the direction they're going. We're gonna be exclusive, but also we're gonna allow it on PC. We're gonna allow it on your phone, and it's all gonna be part of a subscription service for all of our first party titles. And we're gonna pay people to become part of our subscription service. We're gonna pay other creators. Hey, you want to become part of our thing? We're gonna give you money. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna pay creators to get as part of our subscription service. We're not gonna just expect that they are gonna give us money from their own advertising, from their own uh, um, marketing. You get to become part of us because we're gonna push you out there and make sure that you are seen by the people that want to play your games. That's a huge difference from Steam. That's a huge difference from the Apple platforms. That's a big change in how this works for a creator. And now Xbox Game Pass is one of the most important things that we have in terms of gaming. Like I'm actively going to probably get Xbox Game Pass in March once the multiplayer co-op lands for Halo.
Halo.
That's
Yeah.
gonna happen. I'm gonna get that. We're probably all gonna play it on stream together, and that's gonna be a great time. And I'm excited. Um, Not to
I
mention
can hear it.
all
I
of
can
the
hear
other stuff that we are gonna get from Game
it.
Pass when we do that. Like
Yeah.
that's a big piece, and we can do the family pass where we all get it together, or not. There's a family pass for not Game Pass. It's for Switch. I'm sorry. Excuse me. There's a family pass for Switch, not for Xbox.
Don't cross the consoles,
Don't cross
Aaron.
the streams.
Don't cross them.
But yeah, we have the ability to see some of these old franchises make games that we haven't seen in a long time. Like the chat has been talking about Ghost 2 for a minute. If we got more games in the StarCraft universe that aren't just the RTSs, that'd be really rad for me.
Yeah, that's another. That's another one of those things. Stop. First of all, get out of my brain. First of all, get out of my brain. Because that was the thought that I had, is that you look at. Okay, all right. We'll use something as an example that Aaron can relate to. Warhammer 40K.
Mm,
Warhammer 40K.
mhm.
The Space Marine franchise of third person. Love you. Uh, the Warhammer 40K universe. how big the first Space Marine game was when it came out, and the growth that it led to that, and the fandom that it built off of that, because they went, you know what? Let's do something different. We have this. Let's go ahead and let's try something different with it. Something else within the StarCraft universe. A world, a World of Warcraft, you know, something third person, single player, maybe less MMO, maybe more co-op focused, with like a
To
story,
speak to that, remember when I said that I was watching World of Warcraft be developed in 2004 from
Yes.
Baghdad? That was
Yes.
the initial pitch, was that this was going to be a single player, third person exploration adventure game. I would love to play that game still to this day.
Yep.
I would still play that game right now.
Mhm.
If anybody from Blizzard ends up seeing this in the future, I will still play that. I will buy that. I will buy it for $60. If you could make that happen, that would be wonderful.
He
We
would
want
spend
that.
99 for the limited deluxe edition.
If you put
We
a
want-
fucking art book with it, I will pay you $120.
We want that. We really
Bro,
want that.
I mean, could
please.
you imagine a 40K game?
Please
Like
do
a
that.
legit 40K game. Like what they did to like New World. I fucking love New World. Such a good game.
So they've tried to do a lot of MMOs for the 40K universe. That just didn't end up happening. But I just straight
Yeah,
up,
but
I would play
imagine if Bethesda took over the 40K
a 40K
franchise.
franchise. Yeah. Well, they got to buy all those franchise rights, which is a completely different situation. Because I mean, to be honest, Games Workshop will sell the franchise rights to anybody as long as they pay them their 15%. I've seen some really shit games come out. As long as they get their 15%, they don't really care. But that's a different conversation entirely.
Add that one next on the queue.
Yeah, we'll do a whole 40K and
That one might be like a 3-part
Space
series for
Marine
40K,
series.
because then you
Yeah,
have to do the whole entire intro into 40K.
yeah. Here's what 40K is. And I think we're gonna see a lot of players get to see a lot of universes that they haven't had a chance to moving forward. Um, I am very excited about the creativity that a lot of this opens up for. Not so much Activision, because I think Activision has sort of zoned in on what they're good at, and I think it's giving Infinity Ward as much money as they can
Yeah,
to make things.
they know what makes them. They know what hits well for them. They're good. They found their stride. They're just gonna stick with that.
Yeah, I think
Right.
it's giving Activision as many assets and cash as you can to make whatever, or not Activision, but Infinity Ward, as much as they can to make whatever the hell Infinity Ward wants to make, and then occasionally they'll release something around whatever the hell they're doing. That's where Activision is focused, and that's what they're making their money on. I think Blizzard, we are seeing at the tail end of what World of Warcraft can really accomplish and give to the community. Um, we will see what comes from a lot of the franchises that Blizzard creates and is known for, and what they create outside of the normal for what those are. It would be interesting to see if there's anything that comes from um, additional games like the Ghost 2, like a first person Warcraft game, or not first person, but a third person single player Warcraft game. Seeing whatever the hell Overwatch 2 ends up being. I think we'll probably see Overwatch 2 land on all platforms still, but who
Yep.
knows? It might be Xbox exclusive because it's still so far out.
So have you tracked a lot of the Overwatch stuff, like the story and those cinematic trailers and like the things they put out for that?
I was paying attention to it when I was playing, which was sort of pre-streaming days. So I was
Yeah,
sort of
same.
like jumping in, playing a lot of the holiday stuff, playing the seasonal stuff that they were doing, the co-op offerings that they were putting out at the time. I was sort of, yeah, okay, cool, this is great. I like Overwatch. I liked playing it. I liked sort of the class structure that they were creating with that, but I haven't really stayed up on what they've been offering lately, though.
Well, what I mean by that is like the story of Overwatch, like the actual, like, like the actual like the stories of the characters and like the world, the lore essentially around it.
Yeah,
Like
for the most part,
that,
I sort of know where that's gone. Yeah.
I like Overwatch. So Overwatch is fun. I enjoy it to a point. I don't, this is a conversation we had on stream the other actually last night. I'm not a big competitive gamer. I don't, the CS:GOs, the League of Legends, like I don't like those. Okay, line up, who's got, who knows the map, the click fast. Like I'm not really a big fan of those games. I like games that are more fluid. I like games that are more um, games that are a little more wild, that are a little more unpredictable. And I think with those types of games, they're extremely predictable because of just how their structure is. They're not bad. They're not bad, but for me, I don't enjoy those as much. But the universe and the lore that has been created around and on Overwatch is really detailed. It is super fascinating. It is extremely intriguing. Like this whole Justice League of Heroes was made to fight an alien robot invasion that almost wiped out the entire planet. And then they won. They beat these robots. They beat fucking Cyberdyne. They beat Cyberdyne Covenant. They killed them. And then they became heroes. And then the world was like, we don't fucking like you. And then they became enemies. And then these guys just ran off. You've got cowboys, you've got your Winter Soldiers, you've got your Halo Master Chief King Kong. It's such a cool world, it's such a cool universe. And then it's like, okay, line up and just punch each other in the balls until
Yeah,
no
until
one's
somebody
left.
wins.
And it's like, well,
Where's
no,
my
wait,
single
wait,
player? Where's my
wait,
where's my story mode?
It's like, hold on, the Winter Soldier dude here just beat up a bunch of cartel dudes. Like, can I do that? I want
Yeah.
to go do that. That looks rad. No, wait, hold on. This dude, he's got a fucking Iron Man, Gundam mech suit deal, and he's like part Viking or some shit, and he can make a shield. And I want to do that. Wait, these guys fought in a war against machines. I want to see that.
I wanna do
No,
that.
you guys are gonna line up and you're gonna punch each other in the
Fists.
balls. And this dude's gonna have rollerblades and he's gonna shoot you with green Nerf darts
Yeah.
to heal. Go. I
Yeah.
want to see that other stuff. We definitely have a better potential now of seeing that stuff fleshed out more,
And
which
that's
is awesome.
that's
and that's
essentially what we
great.
talked about, right? Like we talked about, like this opens up creativity for Blizzard again to make things that aren't.
Yeah, but
You need to make $1 billion.
Yeah, but I wanted to get my spiel out about the Overwatch thing because again, as somebody from Blizzard, hold on.
So
I want that, please. Can
fucking make it happen.
Someone give me that. Okay, go ahead.
Couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you at all. You were bleeped out.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine.
Sweet.
Everybody.
Sweet.
That-
Sweet.
Yeah, I
sweet,
play
sweet, sweet, sweet.
Tarkov, dude. What? Okay, when I go on my tangents and you guys talk about me like this, I will look over and see what. I will catch up with the conversation. Okay.
Yeah, like 10 minutes later, dude. You caught up 10 minutes later.
Whatever. No,
Whatever,
I don't.
kid.
I'm not a Tarkov elitist. I don't compare everything to Tarkov, but I just think Tarkov.
Just a lot of things to Tarkov. It's fine. It's
Tar-
fine.
A lot of things. You
If
compared.
if it's not Tarkov, it needs to be Tarkov. That's all I'm saying.
So
You know what? 1v1 me right now in Modern Warfare. Let's fucking go.
ugh.
1v1 me on
Ugh.
Factory in Tarkov.
Yeah,
See
let's
what
go
I mean?
factory. Let's see what happens.
Let's go factory. No, I ain't playing.
Yeah.
Factory.
Yeah.
See
how quick
that's
the
what-
Modern Warfare player like. I'm good.
I'll jump. Hey, that's what I'm saying. I'll jump in.
Hey.
I'll 1v1 in COD. That's fine. But you go ahead and step into my factory real quick.
All right, deal. Let's do this. We'll do this. We're gonna get you on
And-
my stream, and then
Mhm.
you'll 1v1 me, and then you'll
Mhm.
see the fucking movement king right over here.
And then
That's
we'll
fine.
go play
We'll
Tarkov
go to
on Stevie's
Tarkov.
stream.
And then you'll see
and
me
then,
play like a freaking rat in Tarkov. Like Stevie can't find me because I know he's a sniper.
No, he's
See,
gonna
and then-
he's gonna run around fucking murking dudes, and then.
I'll clean out the map, and then I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna do like Bugs Bunny, pull out an impact grenade, and go
He's over there.
and hit Joe right in the mouth with it, like we're playing dodgeball in middle school.
Dodgeball.
Yeah, I'm
I
totally gonna stream snipe him though. I
yeah,
mean,
he's gonna stream
well,
snipe.
what?
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
straight stream
totally
snipe.
stream
It's fine.
snipe you.
It's fine. Yeah, 1v1 me on Rust
Hey,
nerd.
if you're not if you're not fighting dirty, you are not trying to win. You're really not.
Bro, I need to make a meme. I'm totally gonna get a
Alright.
meme with Stevie. It's gonna say, "Life is like Tarkov. I suck at Tarkov."
Yeah.
But I,
I
don't
suck at Tarkov. So yeah, I think we've beat this horse as far as we're gonna beat it. But
Yeah.
I think we're seeing something that's gonna be interesting moving forward. It won't be this year. It might not even be next year. But we are seeing the beginnings of Call of Duty, all of the Blizzard stuff, all of the Activision stuff, all of the whatever the hell Candy Crush is owned by. We're seeing the beginnings of what Xbox Game Pass is going to be, and it's going to be exclusive, and it's going to be incredibly value for the gamer, or it's going to be an incredible value for the gamer. And I'm into that as the person on the other end of that. I'm totally down. I'm excited to see what comes from it. I look forward to the creativity that it seems that this Xbox studio is all about. Um, from hearing the interviews that I've heard from him, from the head of Xbox Game Studio, like seeing what they've been acquiring in the past with Bethesda, acquiring now with Activision Blizzard, and the games that are hitting stuff like Game Pass with Halo Infinite. I think Xbox is on a path to becoming the dominant player in the gaming space that is actually trying to just make studios better than they were before. Um, and allowing them to just go ahead and continue making what they make just for their platforms, right? Like I people talk about the strength that PlayStation has, and that strength is first party platform or first party games. And now we're seeing Xbox say, "Cool, you guys are great at that, but now we are also great at that because we went out and acquired these studios that were already doing that." And now those are going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC from now on. So we'll see. We'll see what Xbox does with these franchises, and maybe it's the same, more of the same, or maybe it's more of the stuff that we've talked about, where we're seeing more from these franchises that sort of have ended stagnantly in the last probably 5 years. There's not a whole lot of innovation that's been happening with these games for at least the last 5 years, if not the last decade.
Yeah.
Now we get to see what they can do when they're not worried about making $1 billion to whatever, however
Yeah.
much money that they are expected to make for their stakeholders.
Did you see the meme that it was the load in for the Call of Duty multiplayer, and it says when you load into a search and destroy, now that Call of Duty is owned by Microsoft, and it's the fucking the APC is like running, and it's like, let's get it done, and the doors swing open and they're jumping out into a Minecraft village.
Let's
They
get
jump-
it done.
No, but
That's
I
called
like that.
synergy.
All right, and they're like, it's all the audio from the multiplayer. It's like the narration for the search and destroy. It's like, all right, lads, search and destroy. Let's get it done. And the dude whips the doors open, and it's just the little chicken going across.
That's incredible.
It's great. If I find it again, I'll send it to you. It is
I love
hilarious.
that so very much.
But it's fun. It's funny, but then it's like holy shit, like is that gonna be a thing where it's like, hey, we're gonna here's a weekend exclusive, and it's gonna be like Captain Price like kicking a door in, and he's standing on the edge of like a cliff, and it's a Minecraft cliff or some shit. It's like,
I'm about it.
it's like, is this really gonna happen? Is this
Let's
gonna be
mix
a
and
thing?
match. I look forward to seeing the Bethesda characters on Heroes of the Storm moving forward. So we'll see.
Oh.
Let's see some
Oh.
Skyrim characters in Heroes of the Storm. Let's see some
Yeah,
some
I
Call
wanna-
of Duty. I want to see Captain Price as part of the Overwatch universe. and Master Chief.
An old salty Captain Price.
Yeah, we're gonna see Master Chief running around World of Warcraft from now on. I'm all
You know,
about it. Do the mix up the nerd things. This is the
Though,
metaverse. Mix
I
and
will say
imagine.
that
Mix and
I will
imagine,
say
boys and
this:
girls. Mix
as
and
much
imagine.
fun as I poke at Fortnite, and as much as I joke on Fortnite as I do, I think one of the coolest things that I saw last year was because they have all these skins. So they had Rick Sanchez, they had Master Chief, they had Deadpool, and then they had Batman. And somebody screenshotted it from like House of Gaming Instagram. They're like, the fact that this is not a meme, but this is actually from a game that you can now play and do, should tell you what we're looking, tell you where we're going and what we're going to be doing. And I was like, I was like, that really is exciting. I mean, the thought of that is really, really wonderful. Because the gaming creativity doesn't stop. I mean, it is a the creativity of gaming game developers. It really is an endless well. But the trick is just trying to actually put that shit in a bottle that's not going to go bad real quick, or is going to be Duke Nukem Forever. I'll always use Duke Nukem Forever
Yep.
as a guiding point. But it's trying to figure that out. And the one thing that Microsoft is very good at doing is just this building. It's company building, corporate building, and it's just, you know, I mean, I haven't really heard too many bad things about people that have worked for Microsoft. I haven't really heard too many people who've like really enjoyed working for Microsoft and doing stuff for Microsoft. Like that that's kind of cool. And, they're going to open up their doors essentially. I say open up the doors, they did buy them. But the fact that they are, just trying to let this well, flourish a little bit more is man, I keep using the word exciting because this is the only thing the only thing I keep coming back to is that this is going to be great. Yeah.
So I think that's a good spot to drop it off at. Hi,
Yeah.
Raven. How are
Hello,
you?
Raven.
Hi,
Hi.
babies.
Oh, she's so adorable. Where's my kid?
Yeah, break this.
Baby.
I'm just gonna Mjolnir mine. It's fine. She'll be here. She'll be here in a minute. Um.
Yeah, you tell them. You tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Give her whatever she wants.
Yeah, just let her have
Joe.
everything.
Joe, give her whatever she wants. Put it on my tab. Give her whatever she wants.
She already gets whatever she wants.
I know. Give her more. Give
It's
her more. I
casual.
said
Give her
she can
more.
have. Give her more. Put it on my
things.
tab.
All right.
Shut up.
Yeah, you, Stevie, shut it.
Man, she knows how things work around here real quick. Boy, you do talk about me at home, don't you?
Joe.
You know what? She watches me watch you.
Yeah, she watches me watch you while you sleep.
That's my first interaction. You're so shut up, Steve. She got me
knows what's
figured
up.
out.
She's got it.
She's
Got it
got me
worked
figured
out.
out.
Joe. So what are you gonna be up to in this next week? Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram, where I post mostly all my stories. They can find me on the Twitch. I will be doing. I'm switching out from Call of Duty. It's been rough in Caldera recently, so I've been doing a variety of streams. I am working on a collaboration with Stevie, and we're trying to we're trying to get Aaron in here for some Tarkov
There it
raids.
is. You see
I'm
it?
thinking about trying to make it.
There it is.
I might make it a Thursday deal.
Oh.
Wednesday or Thursday deal.
There
Those
it
will be
is.
my free days for Tarkov.
Here's the
I am
this-
playing through Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm trying to make that like my relax, just chatting stream. People just come in, chill. I'm playing that game. Once I'm done with Valhalla, I'll be switching over to God of War.
Nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's gonna be a good one to do.
I feel that call the God of War call pretty hard right now, so I'm definitely gonna be checking that out. Stevie, where can people find you? What are you gonna be up to in this next week?
So I have decided that I'm going to take a different approach with how I do things. I think once a month, and this is just something that I haven't even said on my stream, but I think once a month I'm going to do a Lego build stream. I did my Lego Batmobile last night, which came out really, really rad. Um, and I'm super excited about how that went. You know, I had a lot of people coming through and hanging out, and that was a really good just chatting for me. Um, I can pretty, whatever I can chat, whatever game I'm playing. I don't really have too much difficulty doing that, but like the Lego one was very, very relaxing and fun to do. So I think we'll be doing that. I'm gonna be streaming a lot of Tarkov, just because this year will be the year that it finally. Rumor has it, this is the year where it finally releases, and it is just this is where we're seeing the end product, which is going to be cool. They've made a couple of big updates and patches for server health. They've made a big update for a lot of the bugs they have in what has been the probably the best update to the game that they have had to date. So we'll be doing a lot of that. But there's a lot of other games that are coming out. We have Dying Light 2 that's coming out. We're gonna play tonight. We're gonna be checking out Rainbow Six Extraction. That looks like it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of other Ubisoft titles this year that I'm gonna be checking out and seeing how they're doing. Um, we talked about other games, that we're excited for. We have the day after. That's gonna be rad to check out. Just gonna, we're gonna stretch our legs with a lot of stuff on stream here coming up, and it's gonna range everywhere from more just chattings and just more chill streams, and maybe collaborating with more creators, like Joe and I. We had already talked about trying to do some Tarkov stuff and kind of get him away from the Call of Duty booty that is Caldera, and we're gonna let him spread his wings and fly a little bit here, because that's what we're about here. We're about helping other people. It's like it's like Make a Wish around here. If you need it, we got you. So Joe, meet me on Factory.
A quick question: that Rainbow Six Siege or Rainbow Six Extraction?
Extraction.
Okay,
It's
because
a
I
separate.
have Six Siege, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Extraction's a whole separate entity of what they're
There's so many
what
in
they're
that
doing.
whole entire franchise.
Yeah.
Just
So
growing, just growing.
it's gonna be a good time. There's a 2022 is gonna be a very interesting year in games and development stuff. COVID definitely changed the timetables on a lot of things. So a lot of these projects that could have been out sooner, they're all kind of just plopping out at the same time now, which I think is going to be very exciting to play. We've got a whole slew of RTSs, a bunch of other FPSs that are going to be out. Space Marine 2.
Mm.
I know Aaron is chomping at the bit for that. So it's a variety thing. I'm a variety streamer, so I like to do a lot of different things. Right now, Tarkov is the thing that's been catching my most attention, but there's a lot more things that are coming out now to where we can bust out into the variety. So, you
Yep.
check me out, twitch.tv/Stevie_V. Check me out on Instagram. Uh, all of my other socials are linked on those as well. So if you want to see what I do with TikTok, if you want to see what I do with YouTube, my Twitter, those are all there. And yeah, come on through. We'll have some fun.
Get on through. I've dropped their links in the chat
Oh,
for
you're
everybody that's
wonderful.
looking for it. And make sure that you guys are following the stream here if you haven't already. Feel free to subscribe, but make sure you also head over to shopcallforfire.com and check out what I've been doing over there. You can also find me at Call for Fire on Instagram. You can find me at Aaron Provost. You can find me at Droids and Villains. I'm sort of everywhere, sort of all over the place. I'm sort of always posting links into the Discord, so make sure you're checking out the Discord link there as well. You can find all of us chatting, having fun, dropping memes, coming up with new content, and making sure that you guys know where you can find us in the Call for Fire Discord. So make sure you stop in, check it out. Feel free to mute some of the more active channels because they are very active and they will hit you up all the time.
Phone battery just
I want
died
to.
all the time.
Your phone is going to just be going fucking crazy if you join the Call for Fire Discord. We are a very active community, but feel free
Yep.
to get stuck in. They are very, very welcoming people.
It's never
Um,
dull.
I want to thank Joe for dropping in today. I want to thank Stevie for dropping in as always. I appreciate you guys' time, and thank you to everyone out there for joining us for tonight's show. It was a little bit all over the place, but it was definitely something that we were interested in talking about and wanted to sort of jump into and get to the nitty gritty of. And it's honestly some of the biggest news that we've seen in some time. So. It definitely
Yeah.
took the place of what we were expecting to do for the show tonight, but I'm glad that it did. And next
Yeah.
week we may be able to do our guilty pleasure games after all. So make sure you stick around for next week's show, Guilty Pleasure Games. Until then, I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for all of your support as always. And be safe this weekend, especially if you live on the East Coast with me. It's going to get a little snowing crazy, and nobody knows how to drive out here. So be safe. Don't drink and drive. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys next week, same time, same bad channel. And I love you. Mean it. I'll see you guys. Bye. We're gonna drop off here and raid a channel after this, so stick around and have fun. Done. Oh wait, we gotta do the papers.
The paper. Oh, the papers. Yes, that's right. That's right.
The old Jon Stewart.
Fling it. Let it go. Let it go. Tablet right there.